What's up, everybody? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button to the Hoops Tonight YouTube channel, and then follow me on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter so you guys don't miss any of our content over the course of this season. All right, let's talk some basketball. All right, moving on to Lakers Heat. So the Heat followed the game plan against the Lakers. It's kind of Anthony Davis talked about this after the Magic game, but there's kind of like an existing game plan to beat the Lakers. It's crash the offensive glass relentlessly, push the ball in transition every time you get a chance, and anytime you see one of the Lakers' smaller, unathletic guards on the perimeter and you have a chance to attack them because you're going to be able to score. And they had 11 offensive rebounds. They had 20 transition possessions. They had a steady diet of Bam, Jimmy, and even Jaime Jaquez, bullying the smaller guards and getting all the way into the basket to get to the foul line or get easy baskets, crashing the offensive glass as well. They just did a lot of damage to the Lakers, but they found themselves down 12 in the middle of the fourth quarter, and D'Angelo Russell gets ejected. Obviously, Anthony Davis hurt his hip and left the game early as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But they go down the stretch late with this interesting lineup with LeBron James and Austin Reeves, with Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, and Christian Wood. And they fight back into the game, and they defend extremely well, and they make it a close game late. It's 108-107 with 2.5 minutes left. And then neither team scored the rest of the way. I mapped out every single possession here to kind of let you guys know, to separate process and results. Because a lot of times people overreact to the results when basketball has a lot of, variation in it. And sometimes you can do everything right and then not get a good result. And as long as your process is good and you continue to replicate that, then over a larger sample size, you'll get more positive outcomes, right? So first possession, 108-107 with 2.5 minutes left. LeBron James had a post up in an and one that ended up getting, I think it was against Josh Richardson, that ended up getting the game back to 1 point. So on the very next possession, the Heat run a ball screen action. The Lakers defended extremely well. Tyler Herro throws a bad lob pass that hits the top of the backboard, and the Lakers get the steal, right? The Lakers push in transition and get a wide open three for LeBron James on the left wing. He misses it. Okay, so great defense for the Lakers to force a turnover. Wide open three on the other end. They miss. Okay, next possession, Jimmy Butler challenges Christian Wood at the rim. Christian Wood gets a really good contest, and he forces an air ball. Another excellent defensive possession that gets a quality stop. The Lakers push in transition again. Kyle Lowry steps in front of LeBron and takes a charge. Kind of a winning play that Kyle Lowry's made throughout his entire career, right? They go back down the other end. Kyle Lowry shoots a pull-up three over LeBron. LeBron blocks it. It's another air ball, right? The Lakers go down the other way, and Austin kind of takes a pump fake three-point shot. A tough shot, really well contested. I think it was Tyler Herro on defense in that possession. Really well contested. He misses it. They go down the other way. Miami runs another pick and roll with Tyler Herro on the right wing, kind of similar to the Austin Reeves shot, like a shot that Tyler Herro is capable of making, but it was heavily contested by Austin, and he missed it. So 2 missed contested threes from the 2 guards for either team. Then they go down the other end, the Lakers, again, still 108-107, less than a minute left. And Austin Reeves runs a ghost screen with LeBron. And Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro was guarding Austin and hedged hard on LeBron, which gave LeBron the opportunity to throw an easy behind the back pass. Hits Austin right in the shooting pocket, and it is a wide open three. And he just misses it. Right? So then the Heat go down and they force Bam to travel at the foul line. They have him surrounded by 3 bodies. Another really good defensive possession for the Lakers. Lakers call timeout. They appear, according to some internet sleuthing, to draw up a play to get Cam Reddish a 3 in the weak side corner. Basically, LeBron beats Jimmy Butler with a hard right-hand drive, knowing he's going to draw help. He does. He draws Bam Adebayo on help. LeBron throws an absolutely perfect pass in the corner to Cam Reddish, hits him right in the shooting pocket, and he just misses the 3. So, impressive win for the Heat because you followed the game plan. You left the right guy open late on that Cam Reddish possession, right? We're going to talk more about that late game possession from the standpoint of the Lakers in a few minutes. But you followed the game plan. You did the things that you have to do to beat the Lakers. Took advantage of Anthony Davis being out of the game late, built a big enough lead for you to be able to withstand that late run and get a win. The matchup attacking. Jaime Jaquez, 9 points on 5 post-ups and ISOs so far this year. 2 for 3 on handoffs as well. So he's doing a really nice job in the Heat system, getting downhill and using his strength to get to little shots close to the basket. He is 3 for 13 on unguarded threes, though. That's one thing to keep an eye on with Jaime. 2 wins in a row for the Heat. They're up to 3-4 now. 26th in offense. All shot creation stuff. They're 24th in pick and roll efficiency, 21st in ISO efficiency. They're actually shooting the ball well in spot up situations this year, at least attacking closeouts. It's just their shot creation is always going to be an issue until whenever they decide to make a trade and get more offensive firepower in the room. We are going to do a deep dive on the Miami Heat soon. I'm not going to go too much further on them, or not going to go any further on them today. On the Laker front, the final play. So, again, you have to think, first of all, LeBron James, over the course of his career, has earned a certain benefit of the doubt, especially when it comes to making the right play. Like, similar situation against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the play-in game last year. LeBron makes the exact same play, a driving kick-out pass to Dennis Schroeder in the left corner. He makes the shot. And if it wasn't for Anthony Davis fouling the three-point shooter on the next possession, that would have ended the game. They ended up winning in OT anyway. But the point is like effectively what should have been a game winner generated the exact same way. And no one ever complains when it goes in because, like I talked about earlier, people tend to play the results. And it's easy in retrospect to be like, oh, he should have thrown it to Christian Wood underneath the basket. Well, Haywood Highsmith was right behind Christian Wood and could have easily just thrown his arm up and reached from behind and poked that ball free. You throw a lob up at the basket, it's a high degree of difficulty pass. Maybe Christian Wood isn't prepared for it because maybe he's boxing out. Maybe maybe Highsmith pushes him a little bit as he jumps up and he fails to kind of gather the basketball. I saw some people saying like, oh, LeBron should have just shot it in hopes that Christian Wood gets a offensive rebound. Well, Bam sold out on the closeout. There's a chance that he shoots that and just gets blocked, right? Because Bam hard helps coming over. I thought maybe, okay, what if LeBron spins off of Jimmy on that hard drive and takes a little right shoulder fade? Yeah, I would probably like to see him do that as well. But Kyle Lowry was there on the left wing, and if LeBron spins back, Kyle Lowry very likely doubles, and it still leads to a kick out for 3 in all likelihood, right? So, at the end of the day, you generated a wide open 3. And the only thing that I would say schematically that I would do different is that's textbook low man help, right? So when LeBron beats Jimmy, Bam comes over off of Christian Wood and hard helps. Highsmith has to come in and basically start to contend physically with Christian Wood underneath the basket, right? That leaves the low man. The low man Highsmith is guarding Cam Reddish in the quarter. It's an easy kick out pass, right? What I would do in that situation is I would have just inverted Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish. Put Cam Reddish on the left wing, Taurean Prince in the corner. That way, when you make that kick out pass, it's for just a much better three-point shooter because Cam Reddish is just, even in his best day, an inconsistent three-point shooter. So, again, and part of that, too, is personnel. Is Cam Reddish even going to be out there in a late game situation when the team is healthy? No. So, I think it's one of those things where obviously a loss is a loss. 3-4 is objectively bad for the Lakers at this point. We're going to talk about it more here in a minute. But I wouldn't get overly hung up on a game where Anthony Davis was out, Jared Vanderbilt's out, Rui Hachimura's out, Gabe Vincent's out, Jackson Hayes is out. Anthony Davis goes down with an injury, so you're psychologically hurt by that, and you claw all the way back to get it within 1 with 2.5 minutes left. You play perfect defense and basically shut the Heat down on all 5 possessions down the stretch while you generate 3 wide open threes. And the other 2 possessions were a pump fake 3 that Austin Reeves is capable of making and a LeBron transition drive that Kyle Lowry took a charge that usually amounts to more than a point per possession. So you executed well. You did everything you were supposed to do, and you just lost, which is something that can happen in one small sample size, especially when you spot the other team a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter. So I think really hyper-focusing on that one possession and one decision from LeBron in an 82-game season, especially with his pedigree, is just missing the bigger picture for what was actually kind of an encouraging late-game flurry from the Lakers, who continued to play pretty damn well when LeBron James is on the floor this season. NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at an even bigger basketball win. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HOOPS. That's HOOPS. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code HOOPS. The crown is yours.
Don't miss the action this weekend when the NFL heads to Germany for the Frankfurt games. These games will air on the NFL Network, I'll be watching, and stream on NFL Plus. Again, streaming on NFL Plus. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get Netflix Plus, NFL Plus for just $25 a month with Plus Play. That's $120 in annual savings. Plus Play is a platform where Verizon customers can shop, manage, and save on the subscriptions you already have, like NFL Plus. With NFL Plus Premium, you get access to games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, which means you can catch the Frankfurt games and more. Just go to Verizon.com/thevolume to bundle and save before the game. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Again, that's Verizon.com/thevolume.
The Lakers do have some issues. I want to quickly kind of jump into them real quick. Defensive rebounding, they give up the third most second chance points allowed in the league per 100 possessions. That's a problem. They're giving up 18 points per game, second chance points. But again, all the forwards are out. Rui Hachimura's out. Jared Vanderbilt's out. Taurean Prince was out until this game. Like, they just don't have the, like, you need, in order to contend in long rebound situations, athletes. And outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're playing deep down the bench athletes. So it's a lot of Max Christie. It's a lot of Cam Reddish, guys that are probably not going to be in the rotation when this team is healthy. So, like, again, it's an issue in the short term. I don't think necessarily it's going to be an issue in the long term, at least not a significant issue. Like, when they're healthy and they have Jared Vanderbilt or Rui Hachimura out there, I think they're going to be in a lot better shape on the glass, right? Secondly, guard athleticism. There was a play I clipped and put on there where Jaime Jaquez came off of a dribble handoff and D'Lo met him right around the semicircle, and Jaime just pounded into a spin move and just knocked D'Lo out of the way and just made an easy right-handed layup. There was another Jaime Jaquez drive on Austin Reeves in the first half where he kind of got into the lane and bodied him and made a little hook shot over the top. The Jimmy Butler was attacking Austin in the post as well. That's an issue. And, like, there's something to be said about, and this is why I think all signs point to a D'Angelo Russell trade at some point during the season. You can't have both of your guards be skill on-ball shot creators that struggle in the athleticism parts of the game. Austin's actually better than D'Lo at both. He's a better shot creator, he's a better off-ball player, and he's a better defensive player. So, like, to me, rather than having that redundancy, you move D'Angelo Russell for an athletic guard. That's why I've pitched that stupid D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura in a first-round pick for DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso trade, because it brings in that athlete that you can put next to Austin in Alex Caruso that can be like a legitimate defensive weapon that can hang better in those areas of the game, right? And then DeMar DeRozan gives you an option if he can play at the three, or maybe he gets in there, and even DeMar DeRozan will have a better chance to contend physically in those situations if Alex comes off the bench, right? So, like, that's a long shot trade because Alex Caruso is going to be highly sought after around the league, and the Lakers will probably have to bid for him. Same thing goes for DeMar DeRozan, but that I'm just kind of using that Chicago trade as an example of the archetype that they should be looking for, trying to partner Austin with a bigger athletic guard that excels in an off-ball dirty work role. If they can get that, then they'll do better on the defensive glass. They'll do better at the point of attack. It'll simplify the order of operations. Like, they're just better when Austin plays too. I put the numbers today, but like they were down 12 when D'Lo went out of that game, and Austin and LeBron brought him back. You know, like, they were just spamming ghost screens down the stretch of the game, right? So, like, and LeBron setting ball screens for Austin. So, like, on the season this year, when LeBron and Austin are on the floor with D'Lo off, they're plus like 20-something points per 100 possessions. I posted that stat on Twitter as well. So like they're just better when Austin and LeBron run the show anyway. So I think that's the move. Eventually, in the long run, they're going to have to move off of D'Lo. Good player, just a redundancy on this Laker roster, and just kind of doesn't make sense to keep on board. The next big weakness, there's two other weaknesses I put down. Weak side shooting. They missed those 3 wide open looks at the end of the game. They're just not shooting well. They're one of only 2 teams in the NBA shooting below 30% from 3 this season. Getting Rui Hachimura back will help, but like at the end of the day, guys just have to start shooting to their capability. D'Angelo Russell is shooting 28% from 3. He shot 41% last year. Austin Reeves shooting 31% from 3. He shot 40% last year in the regular season, 44% in the playoffs. Gabe Vincent is shooting 7% from 3. He shot 38% in the playoffs last year for Miami. Cam Reddish, 15% from 3. He was 32% last year. Max Christie, 13% from 3. He was 42% last year. So like these are good shooters that are just missing shots. And then even their average to below average shooters are not making anything. So like some of this is like, it's easy to sit on your couch and be like, oh, the Lakers don't have shooting. The Lakers don't have shooting. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Gabe Vincent are good shooters. Max Christie was a good shooter last year. Rui Hachimura was a good shooter last year. He's shooting okay this year already though. But the rest of those dudes just aren't making shots that they used to make. And until they do, it's going to leave points on the board on the offensive end of the floor. It's going to be an issue. The Anthony Davis injury. I have not seen a report yet as of 4:50 Mountain Time today. But it is very poor timing because Gabe Vincent's already out, Rui Hachimura is already out, Jared Vanderbilt's already out, and now Jackson Hayes has this ankle sprain. He's out. So you don't have your backup center, your second backup center, and you don't have 2 of your most important forwards and one of your primary shot creators. So with AD out, that's basically 5 of your primary rotation players being out of the lineup. That's definitely going to be an issue. But they still have a chance to compete, and you saw that at the end of the Heat game. D'Lo, Austin, Taurean Prince, LeBron James, Christian Wood, they all did a good job fighting back into that game. They have enough size and athleticism to at least contend with some of the smaller teams. They'll struggle in specific matchups, but it is more important than ever now. Let's say that Anthony Davis is out a month or even just 2 weeks and you got to play 7-8 games without him. It's really, really important to get Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura back and Jackson Hayes back as soon as possible. Don't be surprised if we see some Colin Castleton in the meantime. One last note on the Lakers. LeBron James, in his last 5 games, is averaging 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. He also is averaging 2.8 stocks, steals plus blocks, per game over that span as well. He is now up to 63% true shooting for the season. He's 3rd in the league in restricted area makes behind Giannis and Zion, like he always is. He's shooting 79% in the restricted area, which is higher than both of those guys. He's also up at a point per possession on jump shots, both in catch and shoot and pull-up jump shot situations. And he's 10 for 14 from the floor in the clutch, 2nd in the league in total clutch points scored. So again, even with everything that's gone wrong this season, and the Lakers have not been good. I predicted the Lakers would win a lot of regular season games. It has not been a good start at 3-4, and it could get worse with all of the injuries, to be clear. But LeBron being this good literally matters more than any of that because all of the other problems were fixable. The same core Lakers players were very good last year. So I am, aside from the Dennis Schroeder loss, right? So I'm not worried about their ability to eventually play very good basketball. They are going to play very good basketball. It's just a matter of it's just a matter of when, not if, and getting the guys healthy and out there, right? So like, and then the D'Angelo Russell issue that we talked about earlier, that to me can be easily fixed with a trade, right? As long as it's they're picky and make the right trade, right? The forward depth piece has been solved. Obviously, you've seen as guys have been out, they've been able to at least slot in decently athletic forwards in Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish to kind of float, and Max Christie to kind of float the ship in the short term, right? But at the end of the day, like the one big piece that was unfixable, because I did not see a possible trade and I didn't see any sort of free agent signing that could address it, was over-the-top shot making. You needed LeBron James or Anthony Davis to play like a bona fide half-court superstar, which neither of them were able to do on the offensive end in the playoffs last year. LeBron looks like he's on track to potentially be that guy again this year. If he is, that solves so many of the Lakers' problems. So even with as poorly as the season has started, that's a very, very encouraging start for LeBron James.